Someone once told me that you shouldn't use superlatives too much. Words like always or words like never, because you really can't count on that to be true, humanly speaking. And probably in most cases that is true. But when it comes to God the Father and Jesus Christ, they can speak in terms of superlatives. I'm thinking of a passage that's over in the book of Matthew. It's in Matthew chapter 28. And in this particular passage, it's after the crucifixion. And Jesus Christ is talking to his disciples. And he says something pretty interesting that was actually brought to mind by a story I was reading about Livingstone. Livingstone was a missionary in Africa. And while he was there, he ran into many, many difficulties. And you may remember the story of Livingstone. Well, after being rescued from Africa, he had been torn up by the lions, and his arm was hanging there as he stood in front of an audience. And people were quizzing him about his circumstances. And one of the people asked him, "How did you survive?" And Livingstone mentioned Matthew 28, verse 20. He said he always kept in mind this passage that says, "I am with you always, even to the end of the age." Thinking about that passage and thinking about your life, if you've been torn up by the lions, maybe not literally, but figuratively, when you're faced with difficulties and challenges, distresses in your life, you're just plain old discouraged. I think Matthew 28:20 is a passage we should always try to keep in mind, that God isn't going anywhere. He is there for us. He's always there for us, and he will never leave us. And so God uses those superlatives just to really get it into our mind that he will always be there for us no matter what. And so keep that in mind. When you're faced with the lions, God's always there for us. That's BT Daily. We'll see you next time.